Hello, my name is Schery. I am one of the deacons here at CrossPointe Church. I'm also involved in the youth Sunday school program. Um, I think being involved in the youth has probably had as much of a profound effect on me and my walk with the Lord as it has with the youth itself. I think that when you tell people to act a certain way and you expect them to, and you hope that you get through to them in a way, it makes you hold yourself more accountable to the Lord. And I've been saved most of my life, and I've always felt a calling from the Lord to do more for the Lord, to serve the Lord in a better way. And I guess I've just been unwilling. And so when I was asked to participate in the Sunday school program, I just wanted to say yes to the Lord instead of saying no and being selfish. So I agreed and told the people that asked me that I'm not qualified to do that. I'm a student of the law, just like of the Lord. I'm learning as I go, and so I agreed, and it's been as much impact on me as it has been on them. You deliver the Lord's word, and you hope that someone picks it up and that it makes a difference to somebody, but you never know who's listening to what you have to say. You don't know if it's being received, but that's where the Lord is in it. You give it to God, you do your part, and then you let the Lord take it from there. And so I know that it was part of the Lord's will for my life to be called, to be a deacon, and to be involved in the Sunday school and whatever else the Lord has in store for me. And I just really want to be more open to accepting the Lord's call for my life, whatever that may be. The Lord has been very patient with me and my walk with Him, and I'm grateful for that. He hasn't chastised me more than He has to. And I'm grateful that He loves me and He's patient with me, and that He's given me opportunities and set me up for success in those opportunities. I would have said that I am not a great fit for the youth. If you had asked me, I would have probably signed up to teach any other Sunday school age group, just because I remember what I was like as a youth, and they, it's rewarding to speak to them and see when they're paying attention and receptive to the Lord. But I just I wasn't the best youth. So I wouldn't have necessarily thought that I would be good to teach the youth. However, in my short term that I've been with them, it's very rewarding to see them and to feel like you're making a difference. You never know. I spoke to them about this morning in Sunday school. You never know who's paying attention to you, for better or for worse, depending on how you're acting and how you're behaving. So it's important that we set an example, and it helps me in my daily walk with the Lord, because I think to myself, what if my youth was here watching me? What if my youth was here watching me act this way, or lose my temper, or whatever the case may be? And so it encourages me, much like having children of my own, it encourages me to set a better example and to have a better walk with the Lord, because people are watching, and you're influencing someone one way or another. You're either leading them to God and with a holy example, or you're not. And I want to inspire people to know God. I want everyone to feel the joy and the peace and the comfort that comes with knowing God. And I felt that most of my life, and only until I really started becoming involved in the church did I really start to see how it makes an impact as a whole. I always was kind of the mind that if I have a strong relationship with God, what does it really matter if I go to church or if I, witness to others? But I've learned a lot. I learned from watching others and seeing others and just the leaders in this church. They inspire you. It's hard to not feel called and like you should do more when you see, so many people who are on fire for God. It makes you want to be more on fire for God. So when I see Prince and I see Brother Bill and I see these other people that I look up to as a mentor, I want to be more like them. I want to know God like they know God. I want to share God like they share God. I want people to see God in me. I don't want to have to tell people I'm a Christian. I want people to look at me and say, that's a man of God I already know. And so you can't come here every week and sit in that sermon and not receive something. The Lord's just not going to allow that to happen. So, like I said, God's been patient with me. I'm a knucklehead. And so I appreciate that God has been kind to me and that he has baby stepped me along. And I guess that's what I needed. And I see others that, advance at a much greater pace, and I'm proud for them. But I'm also proud that the Lord has taken me on the path that he has taken me on, because I'm closer to the Lord today than I was a year ago and the year before that. And I just want to continue I have a hunger now. I want to know the Lord. I don't want to just be in God's good graces because I want to make it to heaven, even though that is the ultimate goal. I want to be a strong leader for God. I want to make it to heaven and hear, well done, good and faithful servant. Like I said, it's some days you feel like, man, I really got through to him. I could tell. And then other days you walk out feeling like, I don't know, God, if I hope you were in that. And I know that he is. But one thing I would say is attendance. When I was asked, I was, I think like everybody, when you're asked to put on any kind of event, the thing that makes people most nervous is that nobody's going to show up. And I thought, the first week they're not going to know it's me, so they'll show up, we won't know. And then I thought maybe, after the first week, maybe they won't show up because, of me. And I'm grateful to see how faithful they are, and much more faithful than I was at a young age. And I tell them often, I say, I know some of you may be here because your parents bring you here, but I can see in them that they're pursuing a relationship with God, and I can see the Lord working in their lives. I can see the attentiveness in their eyes, and I can just tell that the Lord is working. I know that the Lord didn't call me there to fail and to fail them. And so I know that the Lord is active and he's present, and they bring their friends and they show up. And like I said, they could be rambunctious, but I can say this honestly, like I said, I would have probably chose to teach any other Sunday school class. But at this point, I'm grateful, and I know that it was the Lord's will. Like many things in my life, the things that I thought I wanted, or the things that I thought were God's will for my life, were in fact not. And when he actually gives me what he wants for my life, I get so much more satisfaction out of that. So I hope that they're getting something out of it, but I know that I'm being blessed from it because I feel the presence of the Lord. We need as many children in that Sunday school class and in that youth room on Wednesday night as possible. The more kids we have, the more involved they are, the more children that are in attendance, the better the group is, the better the atmosphere is. My advice to the parents would be, if you have a way to get them there, bring their friends, come as you are. There's nothing special needed. We just want them to feel God's love in that room, and that's the primary focus. I'm not concerned with numbers. I'm not concerned with anything else. The Lord will provide the salvation that is necessary, and he will provide the numbers if that's his will. But we just want to spread the word to as many youth as possible. And for me, I would love to say, yeah, we have a huge, Sunday school class, but at the end of the day, if there's only, I would rather make genuine connections with the Lord with 3 than to have no connections with 300. So my goal is that the Lord is there, and I believe that He is.